As we wait for that to get started, we've got Donald Trump and Marco Rubio in a tight battle for first place in Virginia now. Joining us now for more, syndicated columnist Charles Krauthammer. Charles, you look at these exit polls from Virginia, and it's really interesting, the split between Trump and Rubio. Education, income, gender, religion. It seems like it lines up as a split of the Republican Party.
Right, and it reflects the split in many of the previous primary elections and caucuses. Look, I think the fact that Rubio is fighting it out for a win in Virginia is something of a surprise, although Rubio must have had a pretty good inkling of this because he did 4 events in Virginia on Sunday. This is, if he's going to have a surprise, it would be here. Even a close second would be something of a surprise. It's a mixed evening for Rubio, however, because he may not achieve 20% in Texas, which is the big prize, 155 delegates, and if you don't get 20%, you get wiped out, which would mean that the delegates would be divided not 2 ways between Cruz and Trump, but 3 ways. He may miss out on that. So he's got an upside and a downside. The other upside for him, and there aren't a lot, is that in just about all the states, he wins the late deciders, which would A, imply some momentum, but also B, imply that this new style of his to get down in the gutter with Trump and to throw insults is not the negative that some people are saying it is.
We're looking live at Trump headquarters, by the way, as you're talking here. What about John Kasich, Charles? You know, he's obviously fighting for #1 in Vermont against Donald Trump, and he's also made some campaign stops in Virginia. It looks like he's roughly about 10% there in Virginia, and that may be the difference for Marco Rubio in Virginia.
I think that's exactly right. He could be what Ralph Nader was in Florida for Al Gore in 2000. That could be the Kasich effect here in Virginia for Rubio. But I do think there's a significance of the fact that we're waiting for Trump to arrive in Mar-a-Lago. It's not just that he lives there, it's that it is in Florida. This is the showman. He is now saying he's looking way beyond tonight, that he's going to sweep perhaps all the states, but even if he doesn't, if he loses a couple, it won't really matter. It's going to be a dramatic win. But the reason he's in Florida now is to say to Marco Rubio, I'm already here. I'm waiting for you. Your last stand is in 2 weeks. You're going to have to win this state. I'm 20 points ahead. I'm ready. So I think this is the challenge, and he's looking for the coup de grace.
He's won Georgia.
By the way, another Frenchism I just had to throw at you.
You love the French on election nights. He's won Georgia. He's going to win a number of states tonight, it looks like, as we get ready for more poll closings. But you have the New York Times reporting that major Republican donors and leaders are urging people on a conference call, some 50 people, to fund efforts to stop Trump with new urgency. Are they too late?
You look at the math, you look at the odds, you'd say absolutely they are too late. It isn't as if it's impossible, but the math is completely in Trump's favor. This evening looks like it's going to continue the trend. It's going to take a major event, a meltdown by Trump, and those who had hoped for a meltdown were pointing to the interview he gave about David Duke on Sunday. We're thinking, look, if that doesn't sink a candidate, and it doesn't, Trump is still on the rise, then nothing will. So that's, I think, just sort of a wing and a prayer. It's going to have to be, again, the consolidation behind one candidate, and thus far, it's pretty early in the night. It looks as if Cruz is going to have enough to live another day. He'll come out alive, may not kicking, but he'll be viable.
Charles, as always, thank you.
Donald Trump wins in Georgia. Hillary Clinton wins in Georgia.